They say you're a damn fool if you put a woman on a pedestal. But is that right? Is that really going to be a problem? I think that people are breaking this down the wrong way, or they're looking at it the wrong way, and I'm going to explain to you why I say that. So keep watching this video. My name is Stephan aka Stephan Speaks, back with another relationship and dating advice video for men. All right, and we're going to be talking about this whole idea of putting women on a pedestal, whether you should or you should not do it. As always, before we begin, be sure to like the video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, hit that notification button, and comment below. Let's do a poll. Do you think it's okay to put women on a pedestal, or a woman on a pedestal? All right. So now let's get into this. Now let me first give this disclaimer. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've never watched anybody's video breaking down their angle on this whole issue. So in fairness, I might say some things that have already been addressed by some people. However, what I have seen in a lot of comment sections and a lot of videos, titles and things of that nature, is men saying you never put women on a pedestal. Now, let's start with why I get what they're saying, all right? The idea is by putting a woman on a pedestal and putting her above, you're essentially putting her above you. You're putting her in a position where you're going to lose respect as a man, all right? Because you're making it all about her. You are essentially, excuse my language, becoming her bitch. Let's just call it what it is, all right? And so now it's all about her and doing what she needs, all right? And whether you realize it or not, what's the word I'm looking for? This over availability, this worshiping of this woman, this essentially becoming a yes man in a lot of situations makes you look weak. It does not look attractive on you. Now, yes, some women may entertain you, and some women will take full advantage while you're putting them completely on a pedestal. And so I believe this is why, again, not having watched any of these other people's videos, this is one of the big issues with it. And so a lot of men end up getting played, and this may have happened to you before. Because the unfortunate reality is that I think a lot of men have been sold the fantasy of when you really like this girl, you know, you show how much you love her, you do all these things, and it's going to all work out for you because you're proving your love to her. And unfortunately, that's not what's happening for a lot of dudes. A lot of men are seeing it all blow up in their face. And I would argue, though, that, well, let me not even make the argument, because I'll tell you my other side to this. But bottom line is, the overall premise of putting women in general on a pedestal, in the sense that that pedestal is higher than you, I can agree with. Because here's the thing, no one other than God should be put above you, all right? Period. And when you start to put a woman above you, you will lose yourself as a man. It will work against you. I don't disagree with that one bit, because it's very difficult to now have the standards, have the confidence, have the masculine energy necessary when you are essentially worshiping the ground she walks on, all right? But there's a caveat to that. And so understand this. This not putting women on a pedestal is cool in a general sense. But here's where it starts to get tricky. Now, some guys may disagree and say, it doesn't matter if it's women in general or the woman that you truly love. And I say, no, this is where there's a problem. When you meet the woman that you do love, all right, that you do genuinely see as maybe your future wife, the potential is there. The problem isn't putting her on a pedestal. The problem is when you leave her on the pedestal no matter what she does. All right, so follow what I'm saying here. What has gotten a lot of men in trouble is they meet this woman, they fall for her, and again, they quote unquote put her on this pedestal, right? And when she now, let's say, acts out in a way that's disrespectful or acts out in a way that's unhealthy, he finds himself trying to accommodate her still, making excuses for her, not holding her accountable for her actions, all right? So now she begins to develop this perception that I can do whatever I want. He's not going anywhere, all right? So I get to have this pedestal and there are no consequences for my actions. So this is where men shoot themselves in the foot, because no one should feel like, or anytime a person feels like no matter what they do, you're not going anywhere, relationship is done. You messed up. Because people are held in line by understanding that there's consequences for their actions. So what I believe personally is that you should put her on a pedestal. Now, when I say put on a pedestal, I don't mean a pedestal above you, because I still say only God should be on that high of a pedestal. But on a pedestal that separates her from other women. The reality is that you cannot treat the one you love like you treat the rest of the women that you've dated. You can't make her feel like she's one of many. That's an extremely unhealthy approach to take. You're gonna undermine the relationship in that way. So before I give you this explanation, with what's going on here, let me just tell you real quick, take care of your skin. As men, we need to make sure our skin is looking right too. It's good for you. It's going to help you with your confidence. It's going to help you be more attractive. So I want you to get Geology. Geology is a great skincare for men. It's a 2-step process where you can wash anytime during the day and you do a treatment at night. All right. It's going to really help improve your skin. People are going to take notice. It has amazing customer service over at Geology. And I'm telling you, it's absolutely worth it because you've got to take care of you too. So click the link in the description, go and take their quiz and get 40% off for their first skincare trial. You're gonna love it. So check them out, all right? Now, getting back to the point at hand, where this pedestal issue comes into play or becomes a problem, there's an example where I was reading the book, The Game by Neil Strauss, great book. And in the book, it's about pickup artists. I won't give all the information. You should definitely check it out. But in it, he learned how to pick up women. And he learned all the game and he became great at it. But then once he came across the woman he had real feelings for, that's where he hit a wall. All right? And this is the problem with the whole not putting her on a pedestal mentality. You've got to keep things in proper context, because what may work in the general population may not work with the woman you generally care about. And if you have this attitude of, well, I cannot treat her like a queen, or I'm not going to do anything special for her, then again, you have a greater chance of undermining that potential relationship, making her feel insecure, and as I mentioned earlier, making her feel like she's just one of many. And that will now negatively impact the relationship. And so what I've seen happen to a lot of men is they learn this mentality of, again, not treating her a certain way, not treating her too well, so to speak. And then it shoots them in the foot when they actually come across someone they love. And now some of you might be saying, well, man, I don't believe in love, or man, I ain't gonna find no woman I like that. That's what a lot of people say. That's what a lot of people think. And then it happens. And I want you to be well equipped. So getting back to the main point at hand, I want you to learn the balance of, yes, treat her like a queen, respect her, love her, pour into her, essentially put her on a pedestal that says, you are special, you are different than the rest of these women, and I will give to you what I will not give to them. But if she comes at you the wrong way, disrespects you, is unhealthy, you have to check her. Now listen, when I say check her, I do not mean get abusive. I do not mean get disrespectful. I do not mean do anything that will get you caught to catch a case, all right? And so my Stephan told me to check my girl. Like, no. When I say check her, I mean you have to respectfully draw a line that says this kind of negative behavior will not be accepted. And you have to lead with the positive behavior that you want as the standard in your relationship. So for example, if you guys get into an argument and she starts to call you out of your name, you don't go back and forth with the woman arguing with her. You don't start to call her out of your name, because now you're stooping to a negative level, and if anything, you're going to create more problems. No, you stop that conversation and say, we don't do that here. We don't talk to each other disrespectfully here. If you cannot have a calm conversation, we will end the conversation. Now listen, any woman who genuinely cares about you, any woman who genuinely loves you, is not going to be put off by you checking her respectfully. She may throw a fit for a moment because she may not be used to this, all right? She may never seen this from you before. But if she cares about you, she will be back, or in some cases, she will be even more turned on. Turned on by the fact that you can put your foot down and be a man and stand strong in what needs to happen, all right? But the minute that you engage in disrespectful behavior as well, that you start to now pour more negativity into the situation, you're only making things worse. You're only creating a toxic relationship, all right? And again, you're not gaining her respect by behaving in those negative ways. So yes, you have to, and this may sound bad, you have to be prepared to kick the pedestal from out under her. All right. And again, I don't mean that in a literal way. I don't mean that so you to get physical with her. I'm simply saying she has to understand that, yes, as long as she is doing her part, pouring into you, you are going to do your part and pour into her. You're going to do your part to put her on the proper pedestal that she belongs on as the special woman in your life. But that does not mean losing yourself in this woman. That does not mean sacrificing your purpose because of this woman. That does not mean sacrificing your values and what's important to you and your self-respect because of this woman. That should never be the case. That is when the problem occurs, all right? So I had to shed some light on this topic because I've seen it all over the internet. But please understand the balance of the right pedestal to put her on and the idea of, in general, not putting women on a pedestal to where they are above you. Let only God be above you, and that's it. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. You like her. You really, really like her. But you want to make sure she likes you too. Or you want to make her like you and want you even more because you desire to have this woman in your life. Well, I'm going to lay out to you how